my lovely dishers. I'm outside to do the weekly weigh-in and reading topic du jour. It's beautiful here. It is stunning. I mean, I still have my tank top on, but it did need a little sweater because the sun's not quite over the side of the deck yet. But I went to my WW meeting. Can you get my voices? I feel like I'm not centered. Okay, I'm centered enough. So how'd you do this week, Dee? I gained 0.6. You know, I am fine about it. I am good about it. I made peace with my weight this week. I don't know if you caught that on one of my ramblings that I have in my Facebook group, but I've made peace with it. I can only do what I can do. The scale's going to say what the scale's going to say. Would I change the choices I made this week? Nope. I did really well, in my opinion. I am not truly following Magenta. Maybe that could be it. I am actually following WW. Because I thought maybe, you know, I should follow the plan, you know, because I do this all the time. You're not following the plan. You're not following the plan. I hear that all the time. So I decided to follow the plan. So I'm going to stick to following the plan. My only 0-point foods are chicken, eggs, yogurt, and oats. That is it. I get 21 points a day and 21 weeklies. So I'm not dwelling on it. I can't dwell on it because then it becomes, again, I was never self-obsessed with my weight. It was never about my number on the scale. It was always about feeling good, and I feel great. I will say, though, clothes are getting a little tight. Yeah. So that has me a little concerned. I don't want to buy new clothes. I don't. So I will just keep plugging along, doing the best that I can. That's all I can do. That is all I can do. And if it becomes something other than that, I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be about a number. I don't want to be so focused about a number. Then I become obsessed. I don't want to be obsessed about a number on the scale. I won't allow myself. That was the talk I had with myself this week. I'm not going to allow myself to let it be about a number. It has to be about, were my choices great this week? Yes, they were. If the scale doesn't reflect it, the scale doesn't reflect it. Now, mind you, I can't keep going up. That's not going to fly. But we're gonna, you know, we're gonna coast through the rest of the challenge. I'm going to see how I am at the end of the 40-day challenge. The recipe of the week is shepherd's pie with ground turkey. Now, I've made a shepherd's pie, but what I would rather put on there, let me see what's on here. Is it? Yeah, it's russet potatoes. Could I tell you something? I'd put sweet potatoes. I've done it. Rachel Ray did one. It was phenomenal. I still make it to this day. I haven't made it for a while, but I need to make it again. But yeah, I would do everything, but I would put, and I don't think the points change for russets versus sweet potatoes. So there is the little QR code. I remembered it today. I remembered it. Sometimes I forget what it's called. I call it the doohickey, the QR code. So if you want to scan that, if you have a WW app, you can go on to, it'll take it, give you to your personal points. It says 2 to 6. But yeah, I love a good turkey shepherd's pie. It's not bad, actually. But my suggestion is sweet potatoes. Rachel Ray. Oh, before we get into the meeting topic, they were selling the chocolate at my meeting. I didn't buy a box, and I'll tell you why. Rose bought a box, the girl I sit with, and she gave me one. And I was looking at the nutritional information, and this is a 3-point bar. This is a 3-point Built Bar. I'm getting a little more bar, but I am getting, and this, well, all the flavors are different. Some are 4 points, this happens to be a 3-point bar, but some are 4 points. I'll put that out there. I am getting in this bar 17 grams of protein. I'm getting in this bar 1. So for me, my chocolate has to have a boost. It has to be, you know, higher in protein, keep me fuller. It's just a choice I make. And for the price point, you get, I think these boxes, I think they were $9. I don't remember, did you get 6? I don't recall the amount, I didn't really look. But honestly, these are $2 and maybe 50 cents a bar. But the amount of protein, and this is not a hard sell for Built Bar, it's not. I'm just telling you why I wouldn't buy these. Now, these may be fabulous. They have sugar alcohols, so you gotta watch your stomach with these because too many of these, you're gonna be in the toilet. I don't have a problem with Built Bars. And here's the thing, 1 is plenty. There was somebody that ate several of these during the meeting today. There you go. So that is the choice that I make, and to me, Built Bars use the best dark chocolate, in my opinion. But it's not a hard sell for Built Bar, it's not. But if you want 10% off, I do have a 10% off code. They're having a launch of a few flavors. There is a brownie batter puff coming out next week. There is a relaunch of the banana bread bar. And there was another one, I don't remember the third bar that they're relaunching. Oh, caramel, salted caramel or caramel brownie. I think it's caramel brownie. That's not gonna come for another couple weeks, but they're just relaunched flavors. They put these flavors out every so often. But let's get to the topic du jour, shall we? Look at my cute little laptop case. And it has a matching, I know. I'm becoming very girly in my old age. I know. How to create a healthier social circle. Now, social circle could mean, because we talked about at the meetings, your social circle in your life or your social media social circle. There are several social circles. Of course, now I know it's all about social media. Whether it's your partner, boss, favorite author, or random blogger you're following on Instagram who influences you can play a major role in helping or inadvertently hurting you on a path to all healthy things. Truth be told, you can get positive from people, you can get something negative. They might not put it out there as negative, but you might interpret it in your life as negative. So you have to watch. It's a very slippery slope, because it's always best to stay in the middle of things, because if you go too far one way or too far the other, then you've chosen a side. I try, and I know I have a problem with this, to stay neutral. It's a bit difficult. And I admit that. I admit I have flaws. I know I'm not perfect, and I never say I am. And I say this all the time, I try to work on that. I am a work in progress. Try this. List the closest people in your orbit. Think about who you talk to, listen to, or read or see. Talk to friends, family members, coworkers. Coworkers is a huge one. Listen to podcast hosts, news anchors, musicians. Or read or see social media accounts and authors. I don't know about authors as much, I guess. If you're reading a self-help book, maybe. See, I don't read self-help books. I don't read a lot. I used to. I was a big mystery reader, but that's really off the subject. Who do you interact with most from the group? Excuse me. Describe their tone, what they say, how you feel engaged with them. Who from that small list helps you on your journey? Is there anyone you'd like to connect with more? And I can only speak for myself. I know there's different times that on different subjects, I do come off a bit harsh. I do admit that about myself. But I always say, never assume anybody's really intention. I always say, ask a question. Maybe there was just something about that subject that turned that person off, or maybe they were just having a bad day. I always say, don't ever judge somebody from one thing that they've said or done, because they just, like I said, could be having a bad day. And even connect with more. That's why we started the Facebook group for the community here, because to connect more in a more deeper personal level. So if you're not part of the Facebook group and you really want to be part of it, there's a link down below to Dish with These crew. I highly recommend it. It is a very supportive group. It is all about focusing on what you can control, since you can't really change what someone else is saying. That is true. A lot of people, and I like it, they give their opinion. And that's great. I think you should. But they also have to realize that this is my, well, just take me for instance. This is my child. This is my opinion. You don't ever have to agree with it. You never have to agree with anything. I don't want you to agree. We're all different. We all bring different things to the table. I love when people put their opinions down there. It's fine. I don't get hurt by it. I get hurt when you might call me fat or something. Or an asshole. But Getty, I don't expect everyone to agree with even these topics. You might say, Dee, I don't like your take on the topic. You don't have to like it. You don't. We all have what we bring to the table, and it's always a little bit different. I always appreciate everyone's opinion. 4, recalibrate. If someone on that list isn't helping you move forward, try putting them on the back seat and finding someone new who instead will spark joy. If you have I have people on Facebook, and I do not like Facebook personally. I call it fake book. I think people on there, it's a place for people to brag, show off, and hurt people. I just don't like it. I don't like the forum. It's just, you don't know what. You can't even read into people's posts. So I kind of don't post a lot on Facebook. Very rarely do I post a lot. I don't post much personal stuff on there. And there's people like that come on your feed that post constantly, and it's always brag, 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 brag. Or, I don't care. I don't really need to see your brag fest every day, 3-4 times a day. So I unfollow them. We're still friends, but I don't need to see their posts. And when I want to look at their posts, I can go and look at their posts. It makes life a whole lot easier. It does. They don't know you've unfollowed them. They have no idea. And it's a great thing because you don't have to see it and you have to go, oh, really, again? Seriously? And there are people, that's just their personality. Their personality is to brag, show off, make you, and they don't realize that it makes you feel bad sometimes. Like, you're not doing that, or your kids aren't doing that. Like, they don't realize it, but yeah. So yeah, you can do that. And same thing with like, YouTube and stuff. Like, you can subscribe to channels, but if you don't hit the notification, but you don't know when they upload, and you can look when you want to. Now, there's been several people when I started my Weight Watchers journey who I followed, who I don't follow anymore. Whether they changed the program, some of them are just young girls, and honestly, I realize I don't connect with them because they're young, and I shouldn't connect with them. There's a few young ones that I actually really do enjoy, but their journey changed, and I didn't get anything. Like, say they went keto. Well, I don't eat keto, so nothing that they're going to do or say is basically based on keto, so I kind of unsubscribe from them. And I don't think it's, I've had people unsubscribe from me. I get it, you just lose interest. Sometimes you're not on plan, and you don't need to see this come on your feed. It's depressing. It is. A district uploaded a video, oh, I'm not on plan, it makes you feel bad. Again, so if it makes you feel bad, and you're happy, then you just hide it, because you should never feel bad. I hope I don't make anybody feel bad. If I ever do, please let me know. Say, Dee, that was really just rude. Because sometimes, like I said, sometimes I don't plan what I'm going to say. It is raw, times off the cuff, and sometimes I don't always think things through. It's my, Italianness. I always say, speak first, think later. Sometimes things come out of my mouth that I have no idea where they came from. I'm like, I didn't know I said that. I've had people say, and I've watched a video back, I'm like, oh my God, I did say that. I don't remember saying that. I talk so much, so fast, sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. But I should link below the people that I do enjoy. And there's a few that I don't. It's like, and it's nothing personal. It's not their personal. It's just that, we all have a take and we connect with different things. That's why there's so many people and things out there to follow. You're not going to connect and like everything. There's the same thing with Facebook groups. There's a million Facebook groups I've been to, I've left. It's something that just didn't spark my interest. And there's, I stay to some because I like the people who run them. I like the people in them. I don't always like the content, so you actually can unfollow the group. You're still in the group, but you don't see the posts from the group. So the unfollow thing needs to be utilized, because it is a great thing. Even like in your personal, it's kind of like your life, like coworkers and people, they're very judgmental of your journey. A lot of people won't tell people they're on a weight loss journey because people will look at you differently and treat you differently, and they shouldn't. It's my choice to do things the way I want to do things, and you don't need to treat me any differently. I am just the same person I was before I started a weight loss journey. Yes, I pick and choose what I eat, but don't ever say, oh, don't tell you because you won't eat it. No, tell me. I'd like to know. I like to be, you tell everybody else, tell me too. I'll make the choice whether I think it's worthy enough. You don't need to make that choice for me. I want to make it for myself. So people in our lives, like in spouses, like you don't see my husband. He is not involved in this channel. Does he watch his weight? To a point, yes. Could he absolutely lose weight? Sure he could. Sure he could. He chooses at this point, he eats better because he eats the food that I cook. He eats everything I make. He's supportive in that way. He never complains about anything that I've ever made, ever. He loves everything I make. So, that's a healthy support system. People that eat your food. Like, I don't have to cook 3 different ways for people here because the food that I make is fabulous and they enjoy it. Even the boys enjoy everything. Like, I made the French toast bake. Oh my God, they scarfed that up. You wouldn't have thought I made something fabulous. Well, it was fabulous, but when you tell them it's Weight Watchers or light, sometimes they give, oh, it's that. Yeah. You don't, I know, they've realized I cook healthier and lighter, and they've accepted it. And when I go to parties and bring food, everybody's always loved it. So, because you don't sit there and say it's Weight Watchers, you just bring a dish and you put it down. You don't need to announce, this is Weight Watchers, no, you just put your dish down because your dish is fabulous and it will not need to be known that it's Weight Watchers. All right, try making a plan to change this week. What one thing can you tweak? When and where will you try this? How will you remind yourself to do it? I have lots of things I could tweak, I guess. Obviously, the scale has not been my friend for a while. But the thing of it is, I'm a realist, and it's a journey, it's a lifestyle. I can't sit there and say, well, I'm going to eat less. I'm actually going to try. I say this every week, but I don't do it. I don't follow through. I have the grand ideas to do it. I start off doing it, and it just, work with me has really been the cusp of a lot of my problems. It's only 4 hours a day, I know that. But it is just, I don't have time to eat in the morning. I just don't have time. When I come home, I do too much. I do admit that, between work, house, and just the responsibilities I have with my YouTube channel. I have videos I want to do. I have Glam Squad with my peeps. I want to do these things, but there isn't really enough time in the day for me to do everything. In fact, I'm actually not going to do my meal prep this week. I was going to, but the weather's really nice. I'm going to get some really deep cleaning done of the house. So I have to make a choice not to film tomorrow. I mean, I have to, I have to prioritize. I have to do things that's good for my journey and my mental well-being. And I can't stress myself out by saying, well, I'll get the meal prep and I'll clean. Yeah, I could do that, but no, I've actually tried to cut back on filming and just do like a standard so many videos a week. It's gotten better, but I really need to tweak it. And once I'm done with work, it'll be a lot easier. I'll be able to do the fun things that I want to do, but I can't do right now. But yeah, I'm not going to do meal prep, so there will not be a meal prep video this weekend. I apologize. I might go live tonight. I don't know, because after the dog goes for a walk, it might be a rogue late live, maybe like 9:30 or something, 10 o'clock. We'll see. I'll definitely leave a message. But I love doing the lives. I love doing that. And it's like you said, well, don't do the lives. I enjoy it. I think so many people get so much out of it. That is why I get a lot out of it, and so does everybody else. So let's dive a little deeper. Does your best friend love trying new healthy spots for dinners out? Does your roommate constantly bake and share the goods? Does hearing the latest frankly stress you the bleep out? I don't watch the news. I make the baked goods around here. None of my friends do. But I love going to new dinners out. Just because you want to try a new spot doesn't mean it's a bad idea. Like, you can get really good food out. Like, I don't stress about eating out anymore. Thank gosh. The people we surround ourselves with, directly or indirectly, matter in the whole lot of ways, but especially on weight loss and wellness journey. Notice how they impact us can help you realize how much our support system really matters when it comes to conquering goals. Think of it this way. Helpful people are like fuel. Fuel makes it easier to do something and keep doing it. Translate that as a good thing. I will definitely tell you, last week I was having a really bad day with my weigh-in. I had a fantastic week. And when I say fantastic, I don't say that often. I don't. And when that scale didn't budge, I was down and I needed to be picked up. So I put a post in my Facebook group. And the wonderful things that were said were just is what I needed to hear. And I have to say, I have the best support system ever. I couldn't ask. And that's why I've been in a good mood all week, because you guys lifted me up and you made me remember the reason I do this. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes we do. It happens. The reason I do this is wellness and health. And I'm there. Whether I'm 12 pounds over goal or not, I'm still here. That number's not going to tell me that I'm not healthy. I know I am, and I know I made great choices this week. I did not sit there and eat my face off this week. I didn't have cakes and cookies. I stay within my points. I stay within my plan. I stay within my food. So I have nothing to be ashamed about, and you guys reminded me of that, and I've been feeling good all week. I feel good today. And scale was 0.6 up. I went to the girl, oh well, I had a good week. I don't know why. I can't even tell you. I'm broken somewhere, but you know what? It's not going to deter me. I'm going to keep going. Why? Because you guys inspire me every single day. And without this community, God knows where I'd be. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of Dish with D. You have made a new person out of me, and you have humbled me, and you make me want to be better. I could cry. I could, because the people I've met have floored me. I have friends all over the world. I have the biggest, most broadest friend group I've ever. I always say I have 12,500 of the best friends ever, and you are all part of that. You all hold a place in my heart, and the letters and cards that you send me and write me overwhelm me. That's what keeps me going. That, my friends, is what keeps me going. That is the fuel that I need. So I hope I'm giving you the fuel that you need. And that inspires me to keep going and keep giving you great content. I love doing this, and I love being part of this with you. So let's see where it takes us, because we have only way, well, we do have 2 ways to go, but we have one way to go, but up. and I want you to come with me, and you can do it. You're important. And that's the one thing you need to remember from this. Doesn't matter what negative things you hear, listen, you know what's important to you. You know what you need to do for yourself. Let those negative Nellies talk. Let the husbands that you don't have a supportive spouse. You know what? Tune them out. You need to do and you need, tell them off. Say, this is what I need to do for me. If you can't support me, then you know what? I'm just going to make my own food and you could fend for yourself. You know what? Because I know the food we make is fantastic. So they can't complain about that. I mean, I share pound dropper recipes left and right, and they're pasta dishes with cream sauces. If they don't like that, there's something wrong with them. So yeah, so if you need a buddy, you need a friend, you come here, you subscribe to this channel, and we will be your buddy, we will be your friend. We got your back. Your family might not, but we do. The Dish with D community, we got you. So that is it today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to share this video, I would love it if you hit that share button. We can build this community even bigger. People might not know we exist, so I would appreciate it if you did share this video with somebody that needs it, with the community, with your Weight Watchers group, with your Zoom people, with anybody you know that needs this. It would mean the world to me, and we could, the more the merrier. We're going to conquer this. We got each other. So thank you for watching. I will dish with you another day. Probably there'll be a video during the week. Not tomorrow. Thanks for watching.